Yeah, and then as far as the OHL camps, yeah, they started on the weekend. This is really neat, man. I got a whole different perspective, right? Because last year, Charlie's first year in the OHL as a 16-year-old kid, just drafted a high pick. I'm talking, I'm a guy that's been around the league and the game and all that kind of stuff, and I know the process. So we went there last year, and I saw the parents how we were last year, the new ones, the high draft picks. I was actually speaking to a couple of them. We're going to be teammates. Like, even though I'm not on the team, the parents we're still on the same team. We want, like, of course I want the Guelph Storm to be the best team in the OHL for the next 3 years. My son's on it, and his teammates, and if we can help a parent out, then that's the way to go too, right? So I'm always lending my hand. How you doing? And I get a lot of people calling me. We're friends. So the new couple, I'm like, what's your son's name? And they said the name. I said, oh wow, I heard blah 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 blah, and they said, oh, we are so nervous.
Yeah.
I said, of course you are, man. There's so many unknowns here, and he didn't sleep last night. Like, of course he didn't. Like, you have no idea what you're getting into, and this is a high end pick. When I look at them, and now the calmness that I have this year, like we went last year, and it's not because like Charlie already signed when he went in, and didn't mean that he was going to play every game, but it meant that he could go into camp with a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah.
Right. Not the pressure that most kids have to perform really, really well. And you can see it in the younger guys. Like, there's a tightness, and obviously, man. Right. So, whereas my son this year went in and it was like, okay, he knew his billets. We walked in there, high five, had a beer with them. Great to see you. You know the city, you know the rink, you know where you're going and all that stuff. We didn't know any of that stuff last year.
Yep.
So you're sitting there when they step on the ice as rookies, and you're evaluating everybody, and like, I mean everybody. That guy's really good. And the kids go doing the same thing. So this year, as we go, we're watching and we're just calm. We know what's going to happen, and the kid steps on the ice and he's a whole different player.
Yeah.
So, what you can see, the nervousness, the uncertainty, they want to prove, like, everything about this. They don't fit in yet. Right, you see the vets, the guys that have played on the team, just waiting, maybe watching a session that's on the ice, and they all get together and they're buddies, and you see the rookie come in, and should I sit with them? I'm gonna sit over here a little bit, and maybe someone, you could just see it. Maybe someone's gonna say, "Hey, Eric, get up here, buddy." You know what I mean? And it happens sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. But you could just see, like, oh my god, their asses are puckered up so tight, right? And it should be.
Well, you were saying when we were talking earlier today, you can see who's on the team right away, right? And it makes obviously, right? The guys that are there normally, they're a little bit more physically developed, which is one. They have their gear, which is two. But there's just a level of confidence and comfortability that they have, right? Because they're aware of where they are. They know the rink, like you said. They have their gear all set up. There's no question. They can go talk to the coach if they want to talk to him. The trainers, they already know who they are, and there's no unknowns.
Yeah.
The only unknowns that they have is, like, let's see who shows up this year.
Yeah.
That's the only unknown, really. And so the fact that that's removed, even just going into your second year, and then not to mention guys that are fourth years or overagers coming back. Yeah. It's like it's just their home. You can tell that they're home when they're out on the ice, and for the new guys, it's really, I remember it, the nervousness, you feel like nobody knows who you are, and you're trying to navigate how you should be behaving and how you should be playing. You want to make sure you're trying to stand out and perform, but you don't want to overstep where you got someone coming running you now because of that, or you don't want the guys on the team to think you're a goof. So you want to stand out, but not too much. It's like it's a hard mental thing to navigate. But
hard to tell someone to shut up when they're bugging you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but saying the uncertainty, there's no unknowns. I want to get back to that because there's no unknowns, but there's a ton of unknowns.
For the guys returning, you mean?
Yep.
Okay, go for it.
Yep. But I want to go back to just guys stepping on the ice.
Okay.
So it was very, very interesting, or not really, I guess. But so now that we've seen the players, so the second that guys jump on the ice, who played there last year.
Right away.
And there's some guys that played like a handful of games, and like not full time, but like
Yeah.
we're on the team. But as soon as they step on the ice and the puck moves or the skating, you know exactly who the veterans are. So when people think, and we're talking, you got first round picks, you got second round picks, you got third round picks, you got like early picks, but you know who the veterans are immediately. There was one younger guy that signed that kind of looked like a veteran, kind of. And then in the game, it was like he did and he didn't, but he was as close as you can come to someone that looks like he played on the team before.
Mm-hmm.
So immediately, so it's funny, right? People think like this is what I'm saying about how hard it is. When you go to one of these, everyone thinks, not everyone thinks. I hate saying it like that, but people overestimate how good they are. That's my point. They
Yep.
overestimate how good they are until you get to a situation like that where there's 58 kids and you don't even know if you get on the ice and you go, and the parents say it like it's like the common thing is, wow, there's a lot of people. Wow, there's a lot of good players. It's like, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
This is why it's really hard.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, there you go. That was my statement about the quality of play. You look right away and you'll know who the veterans are and you'll know who's trying to figure it out. Part of that is only because there's uncertainty, like, should I skate faster? Should I hit this guy? Should I, from the younger guys, and then just trying to get comfortable. And then part of it is these guys are just better. So when you think that you're stepping into the Ontario Hockey League, the NHL, college, junior B, whatever level that you're stepping up to, and you're just going there and you're going to be the same person you are, that year, 2, 3, 4, and sometimes 5 years age gap is not just a little baby step.
Right.
It's freaking huge.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And then so I looked at, selfishly looking at my son, and I'm just going to make the one comparison. I don't want to talk about him too much, but last year when he went to camp, he was ready, pretty much physically mature. He definitely got way better as the season went on. But at camp, I was watching last year, it's like he didn't really want to do too much with the puck. It was like, okay, let's just make a safe play. Don't want to get embarrassed. Want to do the right thing. I got to get it to the 19-year-old, right?
Yeah,
this year, when the puck is on a stick, now he makes plays that he's supposed to make.
Yep.
So the difference is night and day. Night and day.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, some of these kids that are nervous, what they're going to need is they're going to need that preseason game or games, plural, or, the early picks that are going to be kicking around. They're going to need maybe 20 games or 10 games and have to do something that makes them say, oh, like there's that aha moment. So you got to find your thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? So it might be the goal scorer. You might say, okay, I need to the kid that has speed and burns guys to the outside, maybe he's a little nervous to take it to the net in the OHL. And someone would say, well, just take it to the net. Well, yeah, you haven't played against a 20-year-old without teeth. Right? No, I'm being honest.
For sure.
Like,
man.
people don't actually understand that. Like, parents look around, they go, wow, these kids all have beards. They look 25. Like, right? So when that kid decides that he's going to do the thing that he did in midget, it might work, might not, but it's he's got to get to that point, which might take a little time.